Hey guys, I'm Derek Zare. I wanted to try out this series. I've seen it done on YouTube a couple of times, most notably from Kieran Rose and Jacob Summers from Summer Spikes. Huge shout out to them for giving me this idea. Basically, what I want to do is go through um, one of the series from my most recent tournament, the Winter Clash in Atlanta, and I wanted to just go through, talk about each point, what happened, what I was seeing, what I should have done, just as a way for me to get better. So, we're going to start out here with just going through. And so here, okay. So here, um, Havelo has a just a lefty serve. I give a bad set. This is way too far. Yes, it's jamming Jacob. Oh, it's right over the rim. So he kind of only has one option. He can either righty push it into Havelo or he can lefty pull it. That allows him to get a great touch, and then he does a nice push right past. And here on defense, I need to be rotating in earlier to get right next to Jacob here, right at the net. So we're not starting off very well. I then just rip a righty cut, goes high. Kind of our game plan for this match was going to be always try and swing out on Ben. That was what we had discussed beforehand. Ben is obviously a very, very good player, and so we didn't want to give him easy opportunities on put-ons to put it away. And then we were able to play a little bit more defensive when Havelo was the hitter. So that one, like I said, went high. Here I hit a righty cut, able to sit on the left hand. I try and drop it. This is a bad habit I have. I always try and drop hits way too early in games. I've got to at least set up a drop beforehand. So I go and try and drop a little one. I should just right here. I need to either hit a hard push right in between them, or I need to just pull it really hard right into Havelo. But again, I try and do the little drop, and it doesn't work. And then Ben goes on to, because Havelo put it right over the net for him. Here, Ben just has a very good drop serve on Jacob. Not too much I can say about that. Here I get a decent receive on Ben's left, but again, I just drop it. It did end up working this time. This should probably be a righty flick, trying to split them. But again, I drop it. I don't like it. I need to stop doing that in the beginning of games. But it did work this time. All right. Here, Jacob swings out on second, and it lips up, going high. Again, I didn't love this play because I thought we could play defense very well. Here he has a good serve. I get an okay first touch. The biggest thing here is I'm in a decent position, but I am leaned over rather than being leaning back at all. And then I jump. That's my other. I have a terrible habit of jumping on defense. I need to have my feet planted because then I can move after I get a touch, and it's a more consistent touch. Um, and then obviously the first touch doesn't go anywhere, so Jacob has to kind of do this little quick set, and I mean, the set was not the problem on this one. It was definitely my touch, so I can't blame him at all for that point. All right, here, Josh hits a little. Um, Josh hits just that lefty, little bit of cut. I have a good receive, and then Jacob sets me off net, kind of right at Ben, which I do like him kind of boxing out Ben, because I feel like I can beat Josh on a one-on-one. Um, it's just far enough off net though that I have to do a little, like kind of a mega pull almost. I'm able to get it on and just sneak it around Josh to win that point. All right, yep. Here again, Josh does that. Just his lefty cut. Put him right there, and and Jacob just splits them. So it's just a good point from us. All right, here I hit a righty cut for Ben, and I either need to stay back farther at the start, get more back by like where Josh's back foot is here, to set the ball, like where he is setting the ball. I either need to be back there, or I need to be right up on the net. Either one I think would work in this scenario. I just need to be ready. If he does hit the chip shot like this, I need to be ready to run back. But I do like playing body defense in this case because Ben is such a good hitter that trying to take up as much space at the net as possible, I feel like would be very beneficial. But again, I try and do that little jump in the mid-range, and it's just never going to work there. I either need to be back reacting or playing body defense and ready to run if needed. All right, here I put on... Okay. Here, I put on for Josh at the start, and he does a little push that Jacob gets a hand to. I set him, and he does a bowl right in between them. Unfortunately, Ben thought he had a chance on this, and looking back, I actually do think he did. So he calls a hinder, and obviously we have to redo the point. So I put it on again. Jacob gets a great hand to this. Oops. Right there, he gets a great hand, and he's able to get me a pretty good set. I kind of launch it, and there's some confusion as to if it went out or not, and obviously we can't do video replay as of now. It does look... It really looks like it went out looking back at this film. I think it did land out looking at this film, but obviously we couldn't tell. We asked a couple of guys looking there. They technically aren't allowed to say whether or not, and I don't think they saw anyways. So we just redo the point. All right, and then finally to win the point, I get a touch, and then I go second for Jacob, and he just flicks it through. Here, Ben has a good serve. It's pretty wide on the right cut. Jacob doesn't have a great receive. I still completely jam him right into his like hip and ribs, and so he just has to try and make something happen. The problem was with my set. I should have backed up with my feet straight back and then gone a lefty set onto towards the net. This'll, because then I'd be seeing everything better, see the ball come in, I'd see where Jacob is, see exactly where the net is, and I could place the set a lot better. Instead, I try and turn around and do a righty set over my head, and it just completely jams him, and he has to try and swing wildly, and it just does not work. All right, here, Ben has, again, a decent right cut. Here, I probably should have been in a better position. I should have had my feet wider here. If I'm wider, I can probably hit it even lower, which obviously we won the point anyways, so it worked out. But if I'm wider here, I can even maybe pull it even more as well, hitting more of the very front pocket and pulling it inside of Josh here. Instead, I just kind of lean over and rifle one into his chest, which again, we won the point, but it definitely could have been a lot better of a shot. This is arguably my best shot of the day, or at least of this round, definitely. So Jacob has a good serve. It makes it a slightly tough set for Ben. It's still right over it's still right in the correct area. It was a great receive by Josh, but it just put him in a slightly out of system. I'm able to get a touch on Josh's shot. Jacob jams me a little bit, but it's still it's a very good set. It's just on this rim towards me, and at this point, Josh is not in a good spot because I can't hit this way at all. So this is a one-on-one with Ben, and I am able to just flick it past him. Again, that was probably my best shot of the day. I stayed low, I stayed wide, and was able to flick it right past him. So, all right, here Jacob swings out on second, which again I liked when we were facing Ben. It lips high, it hits the rim, goes high, so obviously it's no good, but I still like that. This one, jeez. Okay, so I get a receive. It's right at Jacob, so it's good. He kind of quick sets it, which it's still a good enough set that I need to get the ball on, but it was a little bit spinny, and it was quick and diving. But I just wait a little bit too long to try and swing at it, and I kind of top it, and it goes right into the rim. I just need to get this on early. Obviously, it's not going to be great, but ideally what I should do is right here swing down on it and try and hit a chip over Josh. That way, he's forced to run back, and it'll put him a little bit out of system. If I doubt, because Ben kind of killed us. He had like 3 or 4 on twos, I think, in this series. Mostly because Josh was able to, on his first touch, put the ball like right over the net. If I do that chip shot, I don't think he's able to, so Ben would be forced to set, and I like playing, like we were able to play good defense against Josh, so I would like that situation. But again, I don't. I try and wait and hit a super low shot, and I just drill it right into the front rim. All right, here, I don't know. I feel like, so first of all, again, Josh has the basic cut. It's a good cut, but I get what I thought was a good set, but hold up. Let me see exactly. Okay. I feel like this set is going really middle. I feel like he had options right here. Jacob, he chose to do a good, it's a very low shot. It's a pretty good shot. Just Ben reads it perfectly. He tries to push between. Ben steps in and reads it perfectly, gets a hand to it, right up to Josh, and Josh has a great set. We're out of position because I didn't rotate after setting the ball. I needed to get opposite of Jacob. I didn't, and then Ben just finishes it. So, but that was a very good defensive play from Ben, because it was a very good shot that Jacob had. I just wasn't sure if it was the correct shot. All right, here, swing out, hit rim. Not much to say about that one. I will say I'm not confident in my left yet. I need to practice more with my left, just to give myself some variety, because right now I'm kind of just doing. I do it from different stances, obviously, but it's just right cut, right reverse. I'll do it in a staggered stance. I'll do it in that split stance that you saw. I'll do a dually roll every once in a while, and I can swing both cut and reverse on dually. Sometimes I'll drop, but not often. So I definitely need to work on my left hand to incorporate that into my serving as well. But anyways, here, again, I just dropped on for Josh, get a touch on it. I'm able to pull it. Again, I don't like my footwork here. I need to get a little bit wider, and I need to drop my butt down more, get more of an athletic stance. See, right here. Right here, this is not a good position that I should be hitting out of. My feet should definitely be wider, and I should be a little bit lower to the ground, and then that'll allow me to even pull it farther if I kick that leg out. Instead, I have to do kind of like a leaning and a jump over the no-hit zone, which obviously it worked out on this point, but again, it's not going to be consistent enough. Get a drop out of Ben. Okay, this one, yeah. Ben has a drop. I set Jacob kind of on this towards his left hand. I was expecting a lefty pull here. Instead, he tries to push it in between them, which isn't a bad shot. Unfortunately, he kind of whiffs on it, or it lips up. I can't remember exactly which on this point. It's hard to see with him where he's standing. Ben gets a good hand on it. Josh sets Jacob out of the play / Ben boxes Jacob out, which is a very good play. So I'm kind of stuck in a one-on-one here. I have to cover the pull more towards my right hand. Also, he has the option. He can almost push all the way outside of Josh here with how good the set is. And he just does a very good low, hard push shot right past me, which was that was very annoying. But it was just a great shot, and you got to tip your hat to that. All right, here, this is just me being very lazy on this play. We have Ben, little righty cut. This was a little bit better footwork out of me. I still should be a little bit wider. I would rather be slightly over shoulder width apart, and then I can use my hips to like flick my legs out of the way. Ideally is what I would do. But I don't. I do have a pretty good hit trying to shoot it right between them. It gets past Ben. Josh is able to get it up though. He does a very good touch. And then here, I am just really late reading this set. So Josh is a lefty, obviously. And I thought that he was going to do the same lefty kind of push-pull that he's been doing kind of all game. He doesn't. He flips his hip back, and I am just way too late reading this. I need to get towards Jacob immediately as soon as I see that set go long. Because really the only shot he has is that that righty kind of push there past Jacob. So I need to get over. See, I start sliding way too late. I just need to read that set so much earlier and get to that. Okay, yeah, here Jacob has a nice serve. He touches it, and then it touches I think my like leg or my arm, I believe. But I think I'm just getting a soft touch on this point. I didn't think it hit Jacob. So I set him. It wasn't a good set, but it was at least towards the net. But he calls it himself, which is the correct thing to do. Says he has 4 touches on it, which obviously it kind of sucked, but because like I said, it was a decent set and he technically did put it away, but obviously the self-policing was good. I did my little jump again. Okay. So on this one, Jacob has a good serve. Pretty good set out of Josh. I do that little jump again that I can't. I gotta stop doing that. It just doesn't. What I need to do is I need to be more on Ben's hip at the start. If I'm more on Ben's hip at the start, I'm in a perfect position to get this because then I can shift to the left if needed. But instead, I feel like I have to shift right to get into his hip pocket, which I should already be there. And then that allows him to push it past me in the spot that I left. Yeah, and then I do that little jump again, but I have to start in that hip pocket in order to. Here, I mean, I should be diving for this every single time. I get a touch right to Jacob. He leaves me short. I still, like, it was a bad set. I need to be diving for this. I need to dive across the no-hit zone. If I hit Josh, it's just a hinder or hitter's interference, so we either redo or take the point. But I need to dive over this and kind of flick it back towards where I was and where I received from. But again, I don't know why. I don't know if I was just tired or what, but I don't, and obviously we lost the point because of it. It just falls flat. All right, here again, I'm a little bit lazy with trying to get the set. So Josh has his the ball kind of goes straight up from where Jacob is, and I'm just not moving quick enough. I need to see that ball start going up and then immediately fly over. I wait almost until it hits the apex, and then I try to reach over and I get the ball up, but it's not good. I should have been already over there making a set towards the net. Instead, I set it behind Jacob. He does a great job of ripping the ball onto the net. And this is another one of those where Ben killed us on 2 here. Josh puts it literally right over the net for him. And yeah, like that is a textbook set, much less first touch. So that was really good out of Josh, and then Ben obviously just puts it away. We take our time out here because we're down to 18-7. Here I do a decent right cut. Again, I do that little jump. I've got to stop doing the jump. What I need to do, so here Jacob is sitting on the right pole of Ben, which is a good position. I would have rathered him be splitting between Josh and Ben, covering the left pole, just because this is where the set's coming from, so it's always going to be easier to hit against the set. I need to be rotating more towards Josh and then into Ben's hip pocket here at the start. Instead, I wait and almost am straight across from Ben, which is never a good defensive position to be in. And then he shoots it right past me, and again, I'm in the air, jumping at nothing, instead of just sliding over and being in a good position from the start. Alright, that one wasn't too bad. I get a decent serve. I think this one cut, but it didn't cut at all. It still put him in a not great position. Ben's set is off net, but Josh has a great hit on. I'm able to get a touch up. Here, again, I'm too close with my feet. My feet need to be wider in order to get a better hit, and it should be more of a push in between them. Instead, I pull it right at Ben. Thankfully, he doesn't get a good touch on it, and it goes right past. But I definitely could. This definitely could have been a lot cleaner of a put away. I also think I might have waited in the no-hit zone, but all right. Here, Ben has a good serve, nice and wide. It just goes past. And then he bowls me, which is so annoying because I sometimes face that in pickup, so I should be able to get it up, but nope. So that's game one. At this point, we kind of discussed again. We're playing decent defense. We're playing pretty good defense against Josh. Ben is killing us, obviously. So we're going to continue swinging out on Ben. I'm going to keep dropping on second when I'm facing Josh, just to make sure we have a chance to play defense there. And then it was just little things like cleaning up our defense and cleaning up the setting was a big one as well. We needed to set cleaner. There was a lot of times there where we had a good chance to finish the point, and we did not, obviously. All right, so here on second, I put on for Josh, and this time he does go with a righty. So right off the bat, again, we're like, that's not good because we got into a rhythm with his lefty. So Jacob would always just kind of block out a righty, and then I would be sitting more. I'm not in a great position here because I'm kind of in no man's land. I'm not right up to the net playing body defense, and I'm not back enough. But in that vein, like in that area, was working for us, so I stuck with it. Again, he does push here though. He does a righty push right past Jacob, which is a great shot. But I do need to, when I see that right hand go back, I need to fill in for him and try and get a touch on that ball. Yep. And here's exactly what I said here with the setting. Good, decent serve by Ben, and then I just completely jammed Jacob on the set. He has a great receive. I jam him on the set. So he has to try and do a little kickback bowl shot right into the rim. So it's just not going to work. And then here, Ben just rips a serve past me. This is probably the weakest point in my game, is just serve receive. Especially on just like quick step out fast serves. I just don't have good reaction time. And so stuff like that, it just gets me. And you'll see that a lot here in game two. Jacob double faults, and again, I kind of started to get mad at this point because he'd done this a couple times now. He swung out on second for Josh, which, again, if it lands, it's good, but we were playing good defense on Josh. I didn't want to just give them points on double faults. So I wanted to put on for Josh and see if we could play defense because, again, we were playing good defense outside of a couple of those like ready push shots, which I don't think he does another one in this whole game. So it would have continued to work if we would have put on. But so now we put it up for this. Okay. Decent serve by Jacob. Great receive by Ben. And Josh has an off-net set. I need to be rotating with Ben here. Instead, I'm just stagnant in my position. Here, I try and rotate it kind of at the last minute, and he kind of chips over us. I should be running after this ball, or Jacob should be running after this ball. Right here, I need to see and at least try and turn and run. Obviously, I don't know if I'm going to get it or not in this position, but I need to at least try. And I am a little bit off balance, but especially with Jacob playing that low body defense that he does, I need to try and get that ball. So now we're starting 0-5. Little lefty. Again, I try and drop it. This was a terrible drop as well. Um, but I don't have a good receive. First of all, it goes behind me, which is never good. Jacob has a very good set, but again, right here, I need to rip this ball at Ben. At least try and make it difficult for him. Instead, I try and do that little drop. It pops up. He gets an easy touch and then pushes it right between us, it was a very good hit. But I need to just rip that ball in the future. Again, that's where I try and drop too early in a game. Drops need to be more mid-teen points, I would say, after you've ripped a few, and then they'll be backing up, and then you can try and drop one on them. Okay, here, this is a pretty good set. Jacob unfortunately just whips the hit. Josh puts on. I have a pretty good set. It looks like it's probably that pocket right near him. I don't think it's on rim, but it's not middle, unfortunately. But he tries and does a push shot between us, and I think it hits the back of his hand as he's trying to flick through instead of the open part of his hand. And so it just misses the net on that, which I do like the shot selection. Obviously, he just didn't finish it properly. But it was a very good idea. Here I do I do a little bit of a dually roll reverse. The dually roll, for anybody who doesn't know, you start that squared stance with your legs apart, and then you toss as you're stepping and you cross your legs and serve. You typically cut is going to be the best for it, but here I did throw a reverse, which it's meant to jam, which Ben just eats it up. It's a pretty good serve anyways. It stayed very low, and it was kind of at his knee, just outside of his knee on the inside. But again, he just eats it up. So it's... All right, here's another one where I'm not in a good position to start, which it's tough with a dually roll. You're not in a good defensive position after you make that, but I need to continue rotating here. Right there. Jacob got a touch to it. Again, I'm off the ground, which I need to stop doing. I get a touch, and then I set it, but he touched it first. Again, I didn't see that. I thought I was getting a soft touch, and so I set it. Again, not a great set, but it was kind of right there. But again, he hit it before, so that's 4 touches. Obviously, we can't do that. So there is a rule, I think it's continuation, where if neither of us are, like, actually reacting to the ball, and it, like, say bounced off maybe his leg and then immediately off my chest, that is considered one hit, but I don't think that applied in this scenario because, like, he was going down for it and then I was reacting to the ball. So, but in the future, I do need to remember that continuation is a thing, and then maybe I can get a call or two from it. But all right, here I throw an actual dually roll, and also we're starting 0-8, which is never good in bracket play, especially if you're playing a player as good as Ben Savage, because even if you do claw back, he's gonna win himself, 5 or 6 points the rest of the game just by being as good as he is. So here I do hit the dually roll. I just cut it this time, and it goes wide. That's the advantage of the dually roll, is it just gets really wide, and the other player doesn't have as much time to react because you're tossing as you're stepping. So that one beats him, and we're finally got on the board with 1-8. Here, Ben hits a wicked good reverse. Fakes left, and then just rips a righty reverse. Very good serve. Here, I need to get this ball up. It's a good serve from Ben. But I'm all over it. I read it, and my hand is right there. I just missed the ball. I didn't watch it all the way into my hand, and so I just missed the ball. And it goes behind me for another ace. All right, on this play, Jacob puts on again, which I like. He's not starting in a great position. Again, he needs to get around earlier. I need to fill in with him as well. The biggest thing here is I didn't want to hinder. Like, I didn't want to get in the way of the set and get a hinder called or anything like that. So I wait. He gets a decent hand to it, gets it straight up, and then he gets a set that's high enough for me to react to it. What I should have done here is gotten around it more on the side, and then instead of swinging a backhand, I should have been looking at the net and swung a lefty at it. Or I can get on the other side and swing righty, but still facing the net. I don't, though. I try and do this, like, sweeping backhand. And, I mean, it's close. It's barely in the front rim. But, again, I had better options on that play that I should have taken. Here, Jacob puts on for Ben, which I don't love. Again, I'm jumping. If I don't jump here, I get a touch. Like a good touch, because I jump and my hand literally goes from here to here, and the ball is here. So I would have had this touch, and instead I get this touch and it goes straight down. That is just so annoying on that play. But again, it comes from me. I jump. I'm in a good position here. I should be a little bit more in the hip pocket of Ben, but I'm in a good position. But right here, I back up and I jump. And you're never going to get a decent touch out of that. Here, again, I don't like my footwork. One thing, I get the touch and then I just walk up to the net. I should be getting opposite of the set always, which I end up being opposite of the set, but I need to be in a more athletic position. Again, my feet are not wide enough. I need to be wider with my feet. Here, it ends up working out. I'm able to hit a low pull right in between them. But again, I need to have better footwork on that. All right, there we go. We get the conversion on that one. Josh just puts on. I have a decent set. It's not a great set, mind you. It's really not a great set. It's too towards Jacob. This should be more on this, kind of just outside of his knee on the net, on this right side here. It's not, it jams him a little bit, but he's able to put it up, and then Josh just gets a hand on it, but it's not. Here, this was easily my favorite play of the day. I was able to ace Ben Savage, which I was very proud of. I just go right fake, left fake, and then quick trigger on the right, and it just sneaks past him, which I was so proud of. All right, here, put on for Josh. All right, here I do the wrap. Again, I like this shot, but I would like it in a better context. I do like doing that backhand flick, which I guess in this case, it's more a cross net, so it's not that bad. I didn't have much other options. Yeah, Jacob just didn't get a great set for me. He left it short, but I was able to get it on. Here, we couldn't tell if it was in or out. Ben ended up giving it to us, I think mostly because of the score. At that point, it was 4-12. Now it's 5-12. But we were able to get that point at least, which was good. Yep. All right, here, Jacob has a good receive. I set him decently. It's not a perfect set. It's a little bit off net, I think. But he does a great job of pushing it right in between Ben and them. Here, again, I hate these. I just hate super fast serves because I don't have the reaction time. This one, I feel like I'm in a good position. It just launches, it hits the heel of my hand like right in here, and it just launches straight back at Ben. So obviously he just catches it, and like that's the point. Here again, this one frustrated me. You might be able to see even. Okay, you can't see it in that one, but before every second serve to Josh, I always motioned like this to Jacob, as in like just tap it on. Let's play defense. Here he swung out. hit rim, so it wasn't good. And then now on this one, it's not necessarily a tap on, but it's not a full swing out. So I don't hate that serve, but here, again, I'm leaving my feet, I think. Yes, I am. I've got to stop doing this. My defense will get way better if I stop leaving my feet. Because obviously I'm not in a great position always, but a lot of times I am in a decent spot, and like me jumping takes me out of that spot. If I stay low and stay on the ground, I will get so many more touches. Just something I got to work on. All right. But anyways, so this touch, it just kind of shoots right at Ben. We didn't think we had a chance on it, so we just gave him a point. We didn't call hinder or anything because we didn't have a chance on that ball. Here's another decent shot. I don't love... Again, my footwork is not good on a lot of these hits. I'm not wide enough. See, now I'm wide enough, but this should have been earlier. I should have been able to get to this position a lot earlier. That's a good flick. I stay low, doing a little airplane apparently. And then I stay out of the no-hit zone. Yeah, that one felt good. There, Josh tries to put it on, and it's the front rib. It's always tough. Here, I jam Ben. This one was, again, a pretty good serve out of me. It didn't reverse. I swung reverse. It didn't reverse that much. It jammed Ben pretty good. It got Josh out of system on the set, and he set it way short, and Ben couldn't get it back on. So that one felt good. All right, here I put on for Josh. Okay. Oh. Yep. Here, again, I loved the defense that we're playing here. Again, Jacob's just kind of on that little bit of a push with his right hand that Josh can do. And then I'm covering that left. I get a good touch. And then I shoot it right at him. And he goes through the soft touch. For anyone who doesn't know, when the ball is coming up off the net, you can hit the ball again, but it has to be a set and your partner has to hit it on. So with Josh hitting the ball up and then setting it and the ball going directly onto the net, it was our point. Oh. It was a pretty good set, though. I think if Ben would have dove or been ready for it, he could have put that away very easily. Here, I'm surprised Ben didn't rip a ready reverse or a lefty cut here. He gets Jacob jumping pretty good, and then he freezes, and then he just drops it. If he goes... I feel like a lefty cut here would have probably aced Jacob. Instead, he drops it. We get the set. It's not a great set. Again, this is going, I think, right on the rim, jamming him, which is not that good. But he pushes it, and it bounces right off of Josh. This one annoys me. This is just not good. So I read the lefty cut. I get to it. It's not a great... It doesn't go high enough. I need to get a little bit more air under this. It gives... Jacob has a great set here. As far as getting me time to get up to the net. It's off net, and instead of going lefty like I should trust my left and be a little bit more to my right around the net, and I should swing lefty pull or lefty push. Instead, I try to do a little right flick in between them, and I just go right into the front rim. Here, I thought Jacob had a chance on it. He says he didn't, even with having to go around Josh. But so we put on for Josh. He does that right pull right into Jacob. Again, I thought Jacob had a chance here. I thought we could have called hinder, and you actually kind of see me go to call it. Yeah, right here I start to go up to call hinder, but Jacob didn't think he had a shot at the ball, even when he had to go around Josh. So obviously we just give them the point. All right, there they choose to play the bad serve, hits the rim, but Ben gets a good touch on it. He has a good low shot, and watching this in real time, I couldn't tell what happened. Honestly, going back, I can barely tell what happened. Hold on, let me put it in like 0.5 speed real quick. Okay, yeah. So I think what happens is it shoots right off of Jacob's knee and then right onto the rim. And again, watching, I couldn't tell if Ben had missed the net and just hit Jacob's knee, if it had hit Jacob's knee and missed the net and hit the rim, or if it went back onto the net in real time. But obviously, they were all confident that it just bounced off Jacob's knee and missed the net. So I went with it. Obviously, I can't make a call there. Here again, I get a good receive off net set. I've got to let this drop more. Is the biggest thing. I need to be wider with my feet again, and then I need to let that drop more, and I just shoot it. And again, we can't tell if it's out of bounds or not. So we just redo the point. I gotta get it up. It's not a good receive that time, and this time it lips up a lot. I kind of mishit it, and it lips. I tried to like mega pull, and it just lips up. But again, it was enough away from Josh that we got the point. Here, Jacob just gets aced, which it just didn't cut much at all, and so it jammed him on his right side instead of being wider on the left. There, I swing out against Ben, and even though it was 12-19 at that point, we were still going to swing out against Ben. I was, at least. And then there, I just lean and hit that right cut on Josh. It gets the point, obviously. And then here, a disgusting lefty reverse out of Ben to win them the game. Yeah, he steps right and then goes left reverse. Disgusting. Wins them the point. So that's how me and Jacob's day ended. Again, it was kind of anticlimactic. I'm still yet to play in a tournament where I get out of the first round with a win. But hopefully they'll change at the upcoming Atlanta Slam. But so yeah, that's all I had for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I plan on doing this more going forward with future tournaments and everything. I do really like this format. I like watching it, and I like talking about it. I guess that comes from my my want to coach as well. So